I want to kick off with one of our students. We have so much to share with you this evening about Pennsylvanians for Human Life and where we are headed as an organization. That'll happen throughout the evening. I don't want to take up very much time right now, other than we had an essay contest last year, and I want to bring up the student who won number one, first place in our essay contest.
All right. My essay is titled The Empty Chair. There will always be an empty chair at her table. At first, she did not understand the harm that was done when she had an abortion. You'll feel much better afterwards, they said. It's just tissue. You can't handle a child. You'll be free. These lies were convincing, and she repeated them to herself, unaware that killing her baby had destroyed her. The fallout of this tragic act manifested in myriad ways over several decades. She found herself riddled with suffocating anxiety and depression. She engaged in unhealthy relationships with broken people and abused drugs and alcohol. Throughout these dark days, she would look at herself and say, "See, I would have been an awful mother." Years later, she had her first child. One night, immersed in admiration of her baby, God lifted the veil from her eyes as she was flooded with emotion. She realized she had killed her child. She fell to the ground sobbing and did not cease weeping for many years. Her abortion had not saved her. Instead, it gave her a lifetime of struggling to forgive herself. Despite what is said to the contrary, ending the life of a preborn child can be detrimental to a mother's body. Women who have abortions raise their chances of developing breast cancer. According to Compass Care, quote, a 2013 analysis revealed a 44% increased risk of breast cancer among females who had at least one induced abortion, end quote. Regardless of the belief that abortions save mothers, the effects on their bodies afterward are ignored. Leon Bradlow, the director of the Laboratory of Biochemical Endocrinology, has concluded that pregnancy protects against breast cancer. Quote, since estrogen, which increases breast cancer risk, is secreted during the first half of pregnancy in order to stimulate breast growth, abortion at that time will expose the mother to high concentrations of estrogen when cells are undifferentiated, end quote. Mothers can find themselves with life-threatening problems. Of course, this information is not shared by Planned Parenthood, which states that, quote, claims linking abortion and breast cancer fly in the face of scientific evidence, end quote. Obviously, that's something they would say. Because this organization only cares about killing children, they do not lose sleep at night knowing they put women at risk. Contrary to the pontifications of the abortion industry, the mental health of a mother will not improve after ending the life of her unborn baby. Consequently, what does increase is the suicide rate of women. David C. Reardon, an abortion researcher, stated that 60% of post-abortive women report having suicidal thoughts. Despite the severity of this issue, the problems for women who have had abortions don't stop there. According to Heartbeat International, quote, a recent study found that out of the women surveyed, those who aborted their first pregnancy were 3.9 times more likely to later engage in subsequent drug or alcohol abuse compared to those who have never had an abortion. Still, Planned Parenthood will put on the "I just saved your life" badge and send women away with several more problems than expected. After losing a child, far after a woman's hormones have calmed down, many will feel empty and remorseful. They had a life inside of them that is no longer there. It is no surprise that women will fill their emptiness with drugs and alcohol. Some women use these vices as coping mechanisms. They may even contemplate ending their lives as means of atonement. Planned Parenthood hides behind a veil of heroism, which results in lives ruined and empty, mournful hearts. A mother who feels regret for her abortion will always feel like something is missing. As time goes on, many will notice the places where their child is not. Relaxing on the warm beach, a woman realizes that her playful child is not there crashing through the waves, soaking wet and caked with sand. Sitting on her couch, she sees her baby is not there scribbling with colorful markers. When she wakes up every morning, she knows her child will not be jumping on her bed, eager to start their day together. There will always be a school play her child is not in, a wedding she is not attending, and, ultimately, a life that is not living. This is the life that Planned Parenthood knows she will live, one many are pushing and celebrating without ever having lived it. This life is one that only a mother in mourning can live, and it is a reality that millions of women must bear. The emptiness that post-abortive women feel is not fake, nor is it uncommon. A mother will always be reminded of her missing child. One would have to go through several rabbit holes online before learning the true effect abortion has on women. Because of the scarcity of data, it's difficult for struggling mothers to inform themselves. Consequently, many post-abortive mothers are in agony. They develop life-threatening physical problems, they engage in damaging habits, and, most significantly, they live every day knowing that their child is not there. Her child will be everywhere she looks, yet far out of reach. For some, it takes moments to realize it. For others, it takes their entire lives. But one day, a mother will notice the empty chair at her table. Thank you.